What's up guys, it's 123 here and this is my Cyber Dragon Infinity Turbo deck profile for 2015. Well, before someone starts crying here again, I know that this deck is pretty similar to the one Agent Ice uploaded, but the thing is, well, it's just how this deck works the best with the best combos and so on and so forth. And there are still differences to Agent Ice version, which I did for myself because I think the deck, like it is now, is actually pretty consistent and works best in most cases. So, well, the only thing that's really inspired by Agent Ice was actually putting in Chronomally Golden Jet, because that was totally not on my screen. And yeah. So basically this deck works pretty damn well. So well, for those of you who don't know how this works, you want to get out Cyber Dragon Infinity, which you will by either using 3 level 6 light monsters or making it much easier, Cyber Dragon Nova. So first of all, basically you can only summon 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity per turn. Once an effect is activated, you can detach 1 Exceed material to negate that effect, and once per turn you can actually target 1 face-up attack position monster your opponent controls and attach it to Cyber Dragon Infinity as Exceed material. So basically that is pretty awesome, and once you have 2 or 3 of these on your side of the field, your opponent can't really do much in most cases. So for the deck list, 3 Cyber Dragons, obvious reasons, because you need to get out these level 5 monsters. Cyber Dragon also works for Chimeritic Fortress Dragon whenever you might need it in mirror matches. That's a pretty good idea, mostly. Then you have one of the newer cards. It's a Galaxy Soldier, which can be special summoned from your hand by discarding 1 other light monster, which works pretty well because most monsters in this deck are light type monsters except for Quick Draw Synchron here. So when you special summon this card, you can add actually 1 more Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, which is another Galaxy Soldier in this case. So you can just special summon 1 more Galaxy Soldier next turn and maybe go for some Quick Draw Synchron or something, or Chronomally Golden Jet, and you go for the next level 5 Exceed. Then Solar Windjammer. Yeah, in difference to Agent Ice deck, I prefer playing Solar Windjammer instead of Machine Duplication. I'm very aware of the fact that Machine Duplication together with Cyber Dragon Core is a very awesome and overpowered combo. But the thing is, I'm more the guy who loves to play safe, and well, I have tried a few games while playing Machine Duplication, and it actually turned out to be a death draw in many situations because you just don't get your Dragon Course or even Cyber Repair Plan or whatsoever. And because I just want to stay safe, I prefer playing Solar Windjammer, because Solar Windjammer can be special summoned from your hand when you control the monsters, and the difference between Solar Windjammer and Cyber Dragon is that to special summon Solar Windjammer, your opponent does not need any monster on his side of the field. So it actually gives you another level 5 Exceed possibility for an opening where Cyber Dragon actually fails. So yeah, I really prefer playing Solar Windjammer here. It's more of the conservative safe play, but it still works out fine for me. Then Quick Draw Synchron, discard just 1 monster and special summon level 5. Nothing else to say about that. You can even get those cards you want to the graveyard. That's good. Yeah, Cyber Dragon Dry, one of the level 4 possibilities for this deck. So you play Cyber Dragon 3, or Dry as it's called, and activate its effect, and basically it will increase all cards that are treated as Cyber Dragons levels up to 5, which means itself, and maybe even Cyber Dragon Core if you're having Cyber Dragon Core out there. Otherwise, yeah, basically Yeah, that's just a combo with Cyber Dragon Dry. So then the other level 4 star, which is actually Asianized. Thank you very much for this. I really, I really didn't think of this card because I don't know when was it released again. I'm not sure, though it is pretty awesome here because well, it's a light machine type monster, so it fits in perfectly here. And once per turn you can increase the levels of all chronomaly monsters you currently control by 1. So basically one more of these level 4 creatures, you summon them, they're level 5, you can go for level 5 exceed. End of story. Okay, 3 Cyber Dragon cores for special summoning Cyber Dragons from your graveyard when this card actually gets into your graveyard, also for adding Cyber Repair Plan to your hand. Pretty amazing though. 3 instant fusions for Panzer Dragon in this case. Also level 5 creatures who just exceed the fuck out of this. 1 soul charge, right? 3 cyber repair plans, also nothing to add there, just go for your level 5 exceed. I mean, this is pretty boring stuff because you're doing nothing but just exceed summoning these rank 5 things here and then go for the infinity. Well, 3 night beams. Yeah, it's actually a very decent card because this card destroys face down cards, or face down spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field, which he cannot activate as a reaction to night beam, which is pretty cool. But you should remember that he can activate another card he has placed face down as a reaction to night beam, and then he can chain the card which was actually targeted by night beam as a chain to the card he just activated. So the face down card can be activated, but it costs him the activation of 1 more spell or trap card. But for most situations, night beam is pretty awesome here. Tuning just to get the quick draw to your hand. NSTs again, get rid of back row. And Forbidden Lands, because well, sometimes, maybe most of the time in the early turns, you cannot actually afford just to rely on that 1 negation per turn, which Cyber Dragon Infinity grants you. So you actually have to play with Forbidden Lands in order to keep it safe there. Okay, and now for the extra deck. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. If you're stuck in a really difficult situation, maybe in a mirror match, and he has like 3 Cyber Dragon Infinities, and you can just, hey, I have a Cyber Dragon, you have 3 Cyber Dragon Infinities, you had 3 Cyber Dragon Infinities, right? So that's pretty okay. 2 of these, 3 would be too much. 1 could actually be too little in a few situations. Panzer Dragon just as a target for instant fusion. 3 Cyber Dragon Infinity because it's the only card you actually really want to play here. Wind up Arsenals and Mayo to get rid of 2 spot trap cards, or maybe even face down monsters if you like. Just 1 more possibility which you can go for if you have played all 3 Cyber Dragon Infinities and the game is still going on, which is rather unlikely, but it happens sometimes, so you really want these rank 5 exceed opportunities, which are granted here. Another one is Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis, Adrius, Keeper of Armageddon, and number 61, Volcasaurus. And of course you need 3 Cyber Dragon Nova for summoning the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Alright guys, well, now let's just give you my thoughts, my opinion on this. It is not a very fun deck to play. It is pretty damn stupid, because you don't really need to have a lot of skill. You don't need to do some really, really complex combos here. Just the same shit over and over again, and most opponents don't actually stand a chance, because you just negate everything they want to try out. If you know what kind of deck they're playing, you know exactly what card to negate and what not. And well, if you want to win, if you really want to win your games real hard, go for ladder or something like that, I don't really care. This might be the deck for you, because well, you don't lose that often, and you actually, well, also don't have a lot of fun, because, sorry, but I really hate this deck. It's just no real skill behind this. They're just fixed patterns, just like Necros. I have to admit, I hate Necros. I think it's just so stupid, so plain stupid, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, for those of you who want to play this, I hope you enjoy this. Remember to comment, like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh!, Hearthstone and Pokemon whatsoever videos on this channel. And I hope you see you guys later on.